Hello, dear pupils. Welcome to a new English lesson. I am Tatiana Olaru, and in today's lesson we will speak about schooling. The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. We will discuss about this later on in this lesson. Here is what exactly we will do at this lesson. We will practice the ch phoneme. We will learn new conversational formulas when speaking about school. We will discuss about the reasons to go to school and if there is a certain age to learn something. We will learn new words about school and we will find about the educational system in Moldova. The ch phoneme. The ch phoneme sound can be made by 5 different letters. Today we will focus on the sound ch, like in church, torch, touch, chocolate, rich. Look at the screen. I have prepared a tongue twister containing the sound ch. Cheerful children chant charming tunes. The word chant is synonym to the word sing. Cheerful, happy. Cheerful children chant charming tunes. Let's go to the second one. The second tongue twister contains the word fetched, chalk, teacher, child, and watched. If you don't know the word fetch, you can search in the dictionary, but I can help you. So, fetch means to bring. Let's practice reading. The child watched his teacher and fetched him the chalk. Let's go to the last tongue twister, and it has the following words: treasure, teacher, preacher, rich, and let's see, maybe the word that is the most difficult is preacher. Preacher is a person who gives religious talks and often performs religious ceremonies. For example, in a church. In Romanian that means preot. And the word wed, that is the shortened form of the word wedding. Now let's try to read the tongue twister as quickly as possible. Miss Treacher, the teacher who married a preacher, the news tried to feature this preacher wed teacher, but just couldn't reach her, Miss Treacher, the teacher. Okay, it's time for you to try. I think and I'm sure that you will do it right. Okay, we continue the topic and we go to conversational formulas. I invite you to learn or to remind you some basic formulas when talking about school. Where do you go to school? Someone may ask you, where do you go to school? So what can you answer? I go to primary school, or you can say I go to high school, or even I go to university. One may ask you, what classes do you take? And you can answer, I have English, I have maths, I have science. One can also ask you, what year did you graduate? Well, what can you say? I graduated in 2010, or you can say I graduated in 2010. Let's go to the discussion point. The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. Sometimes we think that it is difficult to learn because there are so many things to learn at school. But in the end, we enjoy a good job and a beautiful life. Why do we go to school? There are many reasons. There are many reasons we go to school, right? The main reason we attend school is to gain the skills and education needed to live autonomously and successfully. School also teaches us social skills that we need in our future life and careers. Education teaches us how to collaborate effectively with others. School also teaches us the curriculum in our future careers, such as mathematics, science, and foreign languages. Foreign languages will mostly likely be used in our jobs when we need to communicate with co-workers, with clients or customers that speak English or a different language. Can you be too old to learn? No, never. Never too old. In fact, if you keep learning things as you get older, you keep your neural pathways active and keep the brain active. I would suggest that we should never stop learning something, even if it's something simple like learning to play an instrument or study a new language. It's important to keep the brain young by learning. So, knowing vocabulary is an important aspect of learning a language, right? And learning idioms help you sound more natural in English. How about a new set of idioms about school? So, let's begin. Let's take a new school idiom, and it is as easy as ABC. What does it mean? As easy as ABC means something that is very simple or something that is very easy. Let's see in this example that jigsaw puzzle is as easy as ABC. I don't understand why you've been struggling with it for so long. So it means the puzzle is very simple. So the next idiom is A for effort. So what does it mean? A for effort is giving someone a recognition for trying hard to do something even though they may not be successful. Let's see the example. Jenny definitely deserves an A for effort. She put so much work into her entry for the competition. So the next idiom is learn something by heart. And this means that we memorize something very well, that it can be written or recited without thinking. Like in this example, she learned all the compositions by Beethoven by heart. So the next idiom is to tell tales out of school. The meaning of this idiom is to gossip or to spread rumors. To gossip means a bârfi. So the example is, I wish Gina wouldn't tell tales out of school so much. People find it hard to believe anything she says now, even if she is telling the truth. So it means, I wish Gina wouldn't gossip so much. The next idiom is copycat. Copycat, the meaning of this idiom is used to describe someone who is copying another person's work. Let's see the example. I don't like talking to her about my wedding plans because she's such a copycat. I know she'll steal my ideas and use them for her own wedding. Okay, let's move to the next one. The next one is bookworm. A bookworm is used to describe someone who reads a lot, all the time. The example is, you won't be able to convince her to come out with us. She is a real bookworm and will probably stay in to read. So she reads a lot. That is why she doesn't want to come out. Okay, the last two. Teacher's pet. I like this one very much. Teacher's pet means the teacher's favorite pupil. Let's see the example. My friend is his teacher's pet. And the last idiom, to put or to get your thinking cap on, means to engage your mind and think in a serious manner. Let's see the example. Right, we need to figure out how we are going to solve this problem before Mom and Dad get back. So, let's put our thinking caps on. Good. Now, we move to the vocabulary, and today we will learn some common English expressions about school. Okay, let's see. The first word is compulsory. Compulsory education. Compulsory education is obligatory education. The next one is to attend. To attend means to be present at school. Like in the example, students attend class every day. Attendance. Attendance, it is the act of attending something, the act of being present at classes. As we know, attend means to go to classes. To provide education, it is to give education to someone by teaching him. Preschool education, it is the education that focuses on educating children from the ages of 2 or 3 until 6 or 7 years old. Primary school education, it is the education for children aged 7 to 10. Secondary education, it is the education for pupils between the ages of 11 and 18. Vocational school, it is a school training or preparing one for a job or a certain skill. It is the education directed toward a particular profession. The next word is to graduate as a verb and graduate as a noun. So graduate as a noun is the person who has received a degree or diploma on completing a course of study at a university, a college, or school. To graduate is to finish a stage of education. It is high school, college. For example, I graduated in 2010. Headmaster, headmistress. Headmaster is a man who is the head teacher of a school, and headmistress is a woman who is in charge of the whole school. The next word is form, the British variant, and grade, the American variant. And in Romanian we say clasa, like my sister is in the 10th form. Mark, British variant, and grade, American variant. It is something that pupils get in exchange of work at classes. In Romanian is notă. Boarding school. A boarding school is the school at which the pupils receive meals and lodging, as well as an education. To hand in, to receive the work from pupils. Like in the example, class, I should go. Please hand in your work. To be at the top or to be at the head of the class, it is having among the highest marks in one class. To catch up with, it means to move fast enough to join someone or something that is in front. For example, slow down so that I can catch up with you. To cut lessons. To cut lessons means not to go to school, to miss a school lesson. David always cuts classes. I haven't seen him in any of our French lessons for the past week. The last word for today is well-disciplined or well-behaved, and the opposite, ill-behaved. So it means someone who is behaving in a polite or correct way. This is for well-disciplined. The example, your children are very well-behaved. So they are behaving in a polite and correct way. Well, now let's practice this vocabulary in an exercise. Look at the screen. So fill in the blanks using the words headmaster, vocational, provide education, compulsory, attendance, and graduate. So pause the video, read the sentences, think which words go to the right place, and when you are ready, we check the sentences. Okay, so here are the answers. He is a graduate of the University of Virginia. Dan's attendance at school this year has been sporadic. Foreign language classes are compulsory in this school. Some students choose vocational schools for their secondary education. It provides education and support to disadvantaged kids by engaging them with sports. And the last sentence, as a former headmaster used to say, it is for your own good. Now we continue with the text about education in Moldova. While reading, please pay attention to the vocabulary recently discussed. By law, children in Moldova must receive compulsory education at state schools from the ages of 7 to 16. Since the late 90s, private education has also become available in Moldova. Most children, before attending school, go to kindergartens that provide preschool education based on playing, singing, practical activities such as drawing, and social interaction as part of the transition from home to school. During the first 4 years of schooling, children get a primary school education that serves as basis for further studies. Primary education ensures a smooth transition to secondary education. Secondary school is the next step up from primary school. The course of secondary education includes 2 stages, gymnasium and lyceum. The gymnasium stage is compulsory for students. During this course of studies, pupils get effective education. On finishing the 9th form, certificates are given to pupils who may then go to colleges, vocational or technical schools, or may continue their secondary education at lyceum. The 3-year lyceum stage offers pupils the opportunity to choose a direction of study according to their individual interests and abilities. On completing the lyceum course of studies, diplomas are handed to the graduates who may then go to universities. So now, based on the text, state whether the following sentences are true or false. Let's look at the first one. Children receive full-time education from the ages of 4 to 14. We will look in the text and then we will see if it is true or not. So, by law, children in Moldova must receive compulsory education at state schools from the ages of 7 to 16. Let's go. So it is false. The next one. Primary schools are not separated from secondary schools. Let's look in the text. primary education ensures a smooth transition to secondary education. So it means they are not separated. It is true. The next one. The first stage of secondary education is gymnasium. Is it true or not? The course of secondary education includes 2 stages, and the first one is gymnasium. So it is true. The second stage of secondary education is university. Let's see. As I have already said, the secondary education includes 2 stages. Gymnasium is the first and the second is lyceum. So this sentence is false. The next one, the gymnasium stage is compulsory. Yes, the gymnasium stage is compulsory for students. So the statement is true. Diplomas are given to graduates of lyceum. True or not? On completing the lyceum course of studies, diplomas are handed to the graduates who may then go to universities. So it is true. And the last statement, after the 9th form, students may go to university. Where may they go? Let's see. On finishing the 9th form, pupils may go to colleges, to vocational or technical schools, or they may continue their secondary education at lyceum. Okay, so this sentence was false. Let's go to the next line where we have to find synonyms in the text for the following words. Look at the words, read them, make the pause, find in the text their synonyms, and when you are ready, we will check. Okay, so let's see. What are the synonyms? Get is receive, contain, include, form, grade, majority, most, end, finish or complete, obligatory is compulsory, schooling, education, select, choose, period, stage, foundation, basis, passage, transition, skill, ability. Okay, so after reading the text about education in Moldova, I have one question for you. What do you think would happen to the world if there were no schools? Reflect upon this question at home. Now it's time to sum up and let's see what we have managed to learn today. We have practiced the cheap phoneme. We have learned new conversational formulas when speaking about school. We have discussed about the reasons to go to school and if there is a certain age to learn something. We have learned new words about school. And we have learned about the educational system in Moldova. Hope this information was helpful to you. See you next time. Goodbye.